All right, week 9 for Act 3. We're going to talk about the Barrow-Dyad Catalyst. This is for one for all. Week 10 we'll have Target Lock. So we're going to talk about how to earn the Catalyst and how to start it and how to get the worms. There's 4 new worms, but you need 2 right now. And then we have the Fragments for the Intrinsic for Barrow-Dyad. This is for the Panic Response, number 5. Very simple stuff. So let's talk about first things first. So the Panic Response Intrinsic, if you did the Dyadic Ascension, then that's good. Then today, or week 9, or act starting today, you can go to the slab and pick up the Dyadic Perfection quest, and that wants you to go ahead and pick up 6 fragments in the Sunless Cell Strike. To unlock the Sunless Cell Strike, you gotta go ahead and progress Act 3 quest. So Act 3, you'll have Cross Blades, and the very second step for Cross Blades will be doing the strike. So you can do the strike and get the fragments as well. And to unlock the Catalyst for Barrow-Dyad, for one for all, you have to use the Barrow-Dyad gun during or finishing the Sunless Cell Strike. So you can get the fragments and get the first step for the Catalyst for doing the very first time you do the strike. Okay, so keep that in mind. So the fragments, pick up the quest, and use Barrow-Dyad when doing the Sunless Cell Strike. Okay, this will get you both of it done at the same time. Here are the locations for the fragments. So starting the strike, before we enter the fonts, there is going to be one in front of us. Of course, if you don't know collectibles or done collectibles, even without a video, it is, you can see them on your radar, so you can tell you exactly where they are. And if you're below it, it'll say you're under it with the up arrow, as you see there. So this is number 1 before the fonts, and then number 2 in the fonts technically. The number 3, you're gonna go ahead and keep walking and head towards the next area over here. Before heading to the next encounter or the next part of the strike, you're gonna just not take a right, you're gonna take a left towards this area over here, and you're gonna just jump down and you're gonna walk straight. So instead of taking a right, head straight, and you're gonna go behind these broken pillars. Like, it's a bit dark, even darker now as recording. You're gonna go behind here and pick it up. And the third one, or the fourth one, is going to be the next area, which is the Asylum. After you beat the wizards in the first area over there, in the fonts area, you're going to head and take a left here. Very dark. I don't know why, but it's very dark. But there's that. And then the other one, back at spawn, where we started, is going to be under this platform. So there's invisible platforms. I'm not sure the easy way to do this, but I just jumped down and I saw the platforms. You could usually take out your ghosts basically, and you would see where to go, but for some reason, I don't know, that is where that one is, under the thing. You can see it on your radar. And the last one here, it is right after the Taken Ogre. So you fight Taken Ogre behind the door, right? Pretty tanky stuff. And in the traversal area after this, you beat the Subjugator, you beat the Taken Ogre in here, they kill the wizards, yada yada yada. You should see that in this dark area. The map, pretty, yeah, once you like walk next to this bridge over here, this is number 6, right? And once you do that, now you can go ahead and finish the strike with, like I said, with Barrow-Dyad equipped. You'll get the spine for the first Catalyst, or the Catalyst, to start the Catalyst, I guess, better way to say it. So finish the quest here, and then you want to head back to the slab. Just an example, as you see here. It's just a, you get the spine, and then you head back to the thing. Now, before we start talking about the worms, there's one thing that's very important. There is 4 new worms with this update, but you can only, they're just like the last time, it's based off the path you're on. So for the 100th path, you need to be on Path of Ambition to see the worms. That is the tithing worms. I don't know what it's called still. Tithing. Those is what's needed for the quest, but of course, you do need the Ravenous worms from Path of Resolve for the Catalyst in week 10. So technically, you could prep yourself because I already had the quest completed already, so I got the worms before getting the quest. So you can just prep yourself and get the Path of Resolve ones as well. So, but if you want to get the Catalyst for today, one for all, then play on Path of Resolve by changing it over here. So change it to Path of Resolve, or Path of Embrace Your Ambition. This is the one you want to be on. And these 2 new worms, or 4 worms, are going to be in the new area. What's it called? Hull Breach. Now, let's explain Hull Breach. The Hull Breach is the same as the fonts, okay? You cannot transmat or teleport to it on a first encounter. You have to beat the first encounter in order to spawn in or get to the Hull Breach. It could be in the second encounter or the third encounter. Now, I've been playing Nether a lot. I thought the Nether was random, okay? And the fastest encounter, the fastest area to grind in solo is the Mausoleum. So it's a very small area. The encounters are very easy to finish, and the boss is very quick to kill, okay? But after doing it like 5 times in a row by specifically farming it by, going back to orbits and then going back into the Nether activity, I got in the Mausoleum, and then the next area was the fonts like 5 times in a row. And then I was like, okay, I'll do the fonts because the fonts is very easy and very fast as well. Okay, I'll do the fonts. Maybe you'll put me into the Hull Breach. No, every time I did the fonts, it put me in Hall of Blades. So I don't know how random it is, but that 5 in a row, it was making me go crazy. Okay, but I will say the Mausoleum can lead to Hall of Breach, which I've done before. It's actually a door that connects to directly from Mausoleum to Hull Breach. So don't be discouraged from farming Mausoleum. I did get it. I did get it one time. Second time I did it from Trenchway, and then it put me to Mausoleum. And then after the third encounter, it put me into Hull Breach. So maybe you could do Trenchway first wave, and then if you get Mausoleum next, good chance it's going to be Hull Breach next. So there is that. I'm not sure how many more paths there could be. I feel like everything should connect to each other, but I thought it was completely random, but apparently not. I don't think it is. So that's my theory. Anyways, so very simply, be a Path of Ambition. Now you're going to go ahead and head over to and hope to get Hull Breach in one of your encounters. So just for an example, as you see here, this is my first encounter for Mausoleum here. Don't know why it took me 9 minutes though, but usually it takes like less than time than that. But I think it's my first Nether of the day. That's why it took a bit longer, but I was speedrunning the rest. Anyways, so you can see here, this is the door that you were looking for Mausoleum. All right, now as I said, it could happen in Hollowed Blades. It could happen, in Trenchway, I bet. But honestly, I've seen it only in Mausoleum, so I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so the 2 worms. So let's say the best example I could give you in words of where these 2 worms are is that there's 3 exits surrounding this area, and there's 2 exits that has 1 worm each. So this worm over here, pretty much in the back right side of the map, very not hard to see, but this worm is the next worm is very across. So they're just across from each other basically. Both the worms are across from each other basically in the very front end of this area. It's this front end of this area, which is where Zivu Araf is. Both the exits has a worm. Okay, I don't know why they put it. Both entrances and exits have it, but if you just go to those locations, you'll see the waypointer above the doors basically. So the one over here, the one back there. I don't know what to say, but it annoyed me a little bit trying to find these worms. These ones were a bit tricky, I'll be honest with you. So those are 2 worms there. Get you Ambitious Collector. We're getting all 10 worms, which is needed for the title as well. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the exotic next step. The next step, it wants you to go ahead and use Barrow-Dyad, a submachine gun, auto rifle, and a machine gun, and finish Sunless Strike. Very easy to do. I use Barrow-Dyad and then a secondary submachine gun. Then I use a machine gun as my heavy. Very simple, no expert version. It's just straight up, just use those guns and finish the strike, and then you're good to go. So once you collect the loot here, you get the 1 for all refit, and then you're good to go. That's it. That is the catalyst there. let's go ahead and show you guys the Path of Resolve worms. Of course, like I said, you have to be in Path of Resolve now and also get Hull Breach again to go ahead and see these new worms here. This is needed for the week 10 catalyst, which is for target lock. So this is just an example. I'll probably show it again in the next video, which will come out next week. But you can see here, the other worm for Path of Resolve, the Ravenous worm, is going to be inside the sword here. I missed a jump here, but that's fine. Got grapple or better mobility than I do, or play any other class in Warlock sometimes. You're good to go. But the worm here for Path of Resolve, like I said, Path of Ambition worms are on the backside. The Path of Resolve worms are at the front end of this area. So the next worm, not that far from here, Ravenous worm, it is straight up just in the front area where the structure is. And you can see it, this waypoint, this way marker on your radar. It's like, where is this thing? I thought I'm right on top of it, but no, it's actually right below us. You jump down on this little pillar here, and if you look up, you'll see the worm just hanging out here. Without a radar, this would be impossible to find, I'll be honest with you. See that structure right there? And that is it. That is the 2 resolve worms, and that is needed for the title and for the catalyst as well. So that's it. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, that is what we can do today in week 9. Of course, you get your rank up to get rank 15, then max it out. Don't need it for anything other than for the title, of course. But you do get these 2 scrolls here. These are for increasing the drop rate of the things that drop from the enemies, which is very good. And then I want to work my way for rank 15 on both paths to get triple perks and shiny weapons, which sounds very nice to have. Double perks on shiny weapons, possibly. I'm not sure, and I don't have it yet, obviously, but pretty cool stuff. Other than that, yeah, so title-wise, you need the title. You need to be max rank on these ones, and then we have this still. I don't know what else we're collecting, but we'll figure it out later once we get the story going. But other than that, pretty simple stuff. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. It's very simple, and yeah, we'll be here next week, week 10, for the target lock catalyst. I know how to unlock it. It's very simple to do, but also a little bit annoying to start it off. But we'll see how things go with that. Okay.